It's noon on Wednesday, April 27th, and this is news that you can use from YAA. And being the fourth Wednesday of the month, this is payday from the government if you're collecting your Social Security like I am. We're your hosts, Zach, he's the good-looking one, and me, Ray, a little on the balding side.
All right, Bob's title of today's stream. We're
Yeah.
going to focus our attention on General Motors earnings and
Yes.
Ford's earnings. We also got some news from Nissan. And then we have some dealer earnings as well with Penske,
Yeah.
talking about the automotive landscape, plus
Yeah.
some interesting stuff over on Twitter, talking about Carvana and what has happened there. The valuations of all of the online car dealers have tanked recently. I want to talk about that a little bit. Last but not least,
Yes.
I've got something super interesting. It was, I don't know, over the past month, if you've been watching the channel, you know we've been launching and iterations of
Have
our
I
car
been
dealer
watching the
reviews.
channel? I've been on the channel.
We've done iterations of our car dealer reviews.
Yes.
I got something. It's not a new product or anything. I'm not pitching. Reputation management, automated reputation management from car dealers.
Yeah.
Is it a thing or not?
It's a thing.
Oh, it's a thing. And I got some proof of it, and it is pretty damn interesting. Let's kick today off, though, Dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to say?
We're iterating. I like that. You know?
I got to fix the screen. So what are you going to say?
No, we're iterating, and which to me is exciting because, at my age, iteration at my age is typically death. but you have taught me to accept and embrace iteration as a way of life.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Let's kick things off, Dad, with GM earnings. We talked about how their sales were down about 20%. Their net income, the amount of profit they made, down nearly 3%. The revenue that they generated was up 11%. A lot of this is talking about, and the reality is we don't have as many vehicles as we thought we were going to have, but the ones that we're selling them for more. We talked about it a bit yesterday, Pops. The incentive spend from GM was down 60%. And a lot of what they talk about forward-looking is around EVs.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got the Chevy Silverado coming out soon. People are super excited.
That's next year.
People are super excited about the Hummer EV. GM's trying to paint a picture of how this quarter doesn't reflect what the future will be for us.
Yes. No, I think that's wonderful, the Hummer, because everybody in America needs a 9,000-pound gross vehicle weight vehicle to ride around in, because when that son of a gun hits my Mini.
Yeah, there's no chance you're coming out of the Mini in one piece. All right, now let's look at what's
great to know.
Yeah, but you might be able to put the Mini in your front. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Let's switch gears for a second and talk about Ford.
Yeah.
I think there's some interesting things that Cox Automotive has in their preview of Ford's earnings, which are set to come out this afternoon. Supply chain disruptions have slowed down Ford production last quarter, but higher prices and lower incentives likely helped offset lower sales. Ford U.S. sales totaled 429,174 vehicles, down 17% year over year from last quarter.
Wow.
Their highest level ever was 613,000 vehicles sold in a quarter back in 2017.
Wow.
Pretty incredible when you look at Ford. This is Q1 of last year. Whoops, didn't mean to zoom in, but Q1 of last year, Q1 of this year. Q1 of last year, nearly 500,000 vehicles sold, 410,000. Lincoln. Is Lincoln on the way out, Pops?
Well, if they take one of those vehicles to the Ford Theater, might be. Wasn't that the name of the theater? I forget.
No, but seriously, I mean, Ford is literally selling all of 20,000 Lincolns a quarter.
Yes, those might be Volvo numbers. Listen, Ford's made some interesting decisions over the course of their history. You're too young to know, and many members of our audience are too young to know that I think it was in the 50s, the late 50s or early 60s, that they came out with the Edsel brand, which was named for Henry Ford's son, Edsel Ford. And the Edsel brand, I think, lasted 3 or 4 years. That was a debacle. There used to be Lincoln Mercury, and now it's just Lincoln. Lots of these automobile manufacturers have strayed from their strength and tried other things. Lincoln at one time, and I'm sure they'll tell you they make a great vehicle. It's just a gussied up Ford.
Yeah, it really is.
It might have a separate division, but it's a gussied up Ford, and you might as well just spend a little less and get the Ford.
So yeah, sorry, gang. I see that our Wi-Fi keeps going in and out. I'm sorry that the stream keeps freezing. I am not quite sure. We're doing everything the way we typically do it, but I'm getting a little notification here. Hopefully it comes back okay. We'll keep going though, because it seems like the audio is doing all right, Pops. I want to bring into perspective here the areas where Ford has seen growth.
Yes.
Broncos sports sales increased 25%. Edge sales increased 19%. The GT sports car and electric Mustang Mach-E both edged higher as well. Everything else was down for the quarter. Now, Ford's market share is 12.4%. And the only reason I bring that up is because we talk a lot about how Tesla doesn't have a lot of market share. But you know what?
Yes.
In reality, if you've got 2% market share in the quick time that they've been able to do it, and Ford's at 12.4, it's pretty interesting to put those two into perspective. Now, incentive spend on vehicles has changed drastically. I'm going to try and share the screen, even though I know we're getting some lag on the stream today. Last year in the first quarter, Ford was spending $3,216 per vehicle in incentive spend. This quarter, it was $1,759.
Wow.
Last year, Lincoln was spending $7,119 in incentive spend per vehicle sold.
Wait, time out. That if you have to incentivize the sale of a vehicle of that brand by over $7,000, well, that tells you everything you need to know about the brand. The only reason you incentivize it that much is because nobody wants it. The only way you can get somebody to want it is to pay them $7,100 to go buy it. Why don't you just take that money and I don't know, build another Ford Lightning plant?
I mean, think about that. That's insane.
Yes, and I realize that it's dropped significantly in half, but still, it's double what they spend to sell a Ford. What's the point of carrying the brand? Average
incentive cost for Lincoln dropped down to $3,572. Another interesting thing, Deb. Ford's average transaction price increased 3% to $49,528. If I'm not mistaken, and I'm going to pull it up here. Give me a second, everyone. Give me a second. Where is it? GM's average transaction price increased 14% to $50,854. So that's magnitudes different. I mean, the average transaction price is pretty similar.
Yeah.
But why have GM's price has gone up 14% and Ford's only 3%?
But can I ask the question that really needs to be asked?
Why is Chrysler still around?
No. Well, no. I bet you their average transaction price is considerably less. But where are the affordable cars supposed to be coming from? I mean, if the average new car transaction price for a Ford is just a tad under 50,000, and for a GM product, it's just a tad over 50,000. Who are the people that can afford? I mean,
can you afford a $50,000 car? I can't.
Can I? Yeah. Do I want to?
No.
And between my Social Security and other income, I can afford quite a few things. But that just, I don't know what the average American makes or the average American household. I think we talked about it a few weeks ago. It was like $65,000 or something like that. If the average household of four earns $65,000 or has how are you supposed to invest $50,000 into a car? I mean, to me, it's just, I don't get it. Where are affordable cars?
100% dead. The average F Series costs $62,267. Let me pull that up on the screen so everyone can see it. The F Series had a 9% increase in average transaction price to $62,267.
Help me. An F Series is a pickup truck? That's more than my first house that I bought. And I remember, when my parents used to tell me, well, our first house was $5,000. Oh, okay. Well, that was a long time ago, Mom and Dad. I mean, my first house I bought, I don't know, 40 years ago. And it was $55,000, which seemed like all the money in the world at that time. And yet a Ford F-150's average transaction price is $7,000 more than what I paid for my first house. Now I realize that there's been inflation over the last 40 years. I realize the dollar doesn't go quite, I get all that. I realize wages have gone up. But my God, that's a pickup truck.
So we've seen drastic changes in price points. That's for damn sure. We got Dwayne in the chat.
Yeah.
Zach, love the information this site provided. I feel better equipped walking in a dealership. However, the thumbnails are sometimes clickbaitish, just so you know. We will watch even if you're not using a statement as not factual as Carvana is going bankrupt, ? Now, my dad gets on me all this time. This is part of our shtick. This is not coming out of my tuchus, as my dad likes to say. This is coming from the very trustworthy website, twitter.com.
That was good. That was good. Yeah. Twitter, it is one of the world's most trustworthy websites.
We're not going to go too deep into it on this show. I did find this tweet interesting though.
Yeah.
From Dylan.
And
it's from Dylan.
I was going to say, and we have never met Dylan.
No.
Nor are we likely to meet Dylan.
No.
But we are here to quote Dylan.
Okay, Dwayne, Casey today. Yeah, you're right, Dwayne. I appreciate your comment.
Yeah.
Carvana.
But it says right here, Dylan
is an independent investor, stock picking. Okay, anyway, let's focus here. Cash. They have $247 million in cash, $3 billion in current debt, and $3.3 billion in long-term debt.
Yeah, you got to feel good about that.
And their Odessa acquisition hasn't closed yet. And there was a really interesting article in Automotive News that talked about how more and more OEMs were moving off of the Odessa platform.
Yes.
And of course, Carvana CEO Ernie Garcia said we expected people to come off of platform, but nothing more. No more has happened yet than what we'd expect.
Well, yeah. What are you going to say?
Exactly. What are you going to say?
It's like tomorrow night's the NFL draft, and I guarantee you, every team drafted the player that they had expected to get.
Exactly.
Okay, because you're not going to say, "Hey, we're about to invest $15 or $20 million in this guy," and well, we don't think he's worth it.
Okay, and then scale that up to 3 or 4 billion or whatever they paid for it, and 100,000.
Yeah.
And then there's this tweet from car dealership guy. He's got a great Twitter out there.
Yeah.
And it says current market cap by company. Carvana's market cap just this year.
Yeah.
Down 75%.
Wow.
Vrooms is down 81%. Shift is down 81%. Car Lots is down 88%. I'm not saying anyone's going bankrupt. It was a question. The title is very different with a question mark there, but this is some damning stuff.
Is Car Lots related to Big Lots?
Yeah, that they both might be going out of business. Yeah. All right, Nissan made some headlines, Dad. I don't know if you saw this, but we can run through it together. Nissan delays Z-Car launch as Japan output plunges 44% in March. We had talked about when there was the earthquakes, the devastating earthquakes in Japan. Toyota cut, what was it, like 80% of their domestic production capacity?
They shut down 11 of their 14 domestic plants.
Well, Nissan has been running into supply chain issues there just as well. The Z-Car that was expected to launch has been delayed, and then production challenges exist not only for Ford and GM, but for Nissan as well. This is the story. This is the story throughout all of automotive. That being said, then, let me pull it up here. Penske Automotive.
I used to have a Z-Car.
Did you really?
I had a 1976. Oh, there's
Group 1. Okay, so auto dealers are coming out with earnings as well. Let's look at Penske's first and then Group 1's as well.
Yeah.
It seems like every quarter we get a different story. One quarter it's like, no, the dealers are hurting now, and the automakers are good. The automakers are good now. The dealers are hurting. Penske Automotive delivers most profitable quarter in company history.
Yeah.
Their profit doubled.
Yeah.
As business improves across every category.
Yeah, sales were pretty much down in a lot of places, but profits are way up.
Yeah, let's see here. Repurchasing shares. They acquired some dealerships.
They're going to open up more standalone car shop, used car facilities.
Yeah, I'm trying to do more in the UK. All-time pre-tax earnings income from contributor. Yeah, it's a record. It's a record for the most money they've ever made.
Yes.
Let's look at Group 1.
Can we talk about the Z I used to have?
1 second. The Houston-based public dealership group's net income rose 99% in the first quarter.
That's pretty good.
Revenue only went up 30%. Yeah. So you know what? The sob story of dealerships, are It's a tough time for everyone. Don't get me wrong. No one can find inventory, but they're finding enough inventory and they're doubling the amount of money that they made year over year.
Yes,
Yeah.
but the reason that we have to charge all those additional dealer markups is so that we can afford to keep our lights on. But they're not talking about the lights in the dealership. They're talking about the lights in their mansions, in the various and assorted locations where they could be.
In the Maldives.
Could be, yeah.
All right, share with us about your Z car.
So I had a 1976, I think, or 77, 260Z 2+2, and it was for my first wife liked it, so we bought it for her.
Don't need to know anymore. Yeah.
Well, no, so she wanted a special license plate, and what we ended up with was the personalized plate was Z Life. And when we got divorced, part of the divorce settlement was she got the Z, and I told her that she should apply for a new license plate that says ZX wife, because it was, but she chose to keep the present plate that was on the car. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can't wait to see the new Z car. Maybe it'll bring back not so fun memories for me.
That's definitely a possibility.
Yes.
I'm really bummed, guys. I see that we're still having more Wi-Fi issues. I imagine the audio is still coming through good, but I'm gonna have to have a conversation with Chad and John. What's going on here, guys?
Yeah, I mean, for the rent that you pay
It's
here.
stupid the amount that the rent is. I mean, I
Yeah.
like that we're here, but it's stupid how expensive it is.
Yes.
Anyway, okay, we will continue regardless. I want to share with you something, Pops, and let's actually your headphones. It's way over there, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna play the ad lib because we need to get into this. You ready?
Sure.
Really?
You gotta be kidding me.
And that's a shame. The audio is getting garbly too. I'm really, really, really sorry about that. That's so disappointing.
Yes.
But you know what? Let's actually
What?
let's end it here today. I'm sorry, gang. It looks like our internet's just really, really.
We'll have to talk to our dear friends and see what the heck's going on.
Yeah, let's end it here for today, and we'll do really gotta be kidding me at the beginning of tomorrow's show. Really sorry about that, guys. That's really disappointing.
Yes, it is. Well, maybe you need to pay a higher rent.
That's BS, man. We pay like $5,000 for this stupid little square we got. Exactly.
Yeah, but the snacks are good.
All right, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Sorry about this.
Tomorrow noon with hopefully more news that you can use on an internet provider that provides.
Well, wait. People are saying just tether to the hotspot. It's okay for me. Better now. We'll be back tomorrow. See you guys.
Have a good one, everybody.